This podcast is a member of the New York City Podcast Network at nycpodcastnetwork.com. Visit us to listen to over 250 amazing podcasts just like this one.
Japanese street style is some of the cutest and trendiest clothing in the world. Introducing Cherry Goddess Women's Clothing and Accessories, the hottest original and cute clothing company. We offer tops, clothes, accessories, shoes, dresses and skirts, and comfortable homeware that we guarantee you will love. Cherry Goddess Women's Clothing, super cute Japanese style clothing.
Oh, I have no headphones. Welcome, this is Black Wall Street Chronicles. Excuse me for chewing in a microphone, I'm hungry as shit. Yeah, you see my greedy ass mouth chewing in the mic. Yeah, so this is Black Wall Street Chronicles. I am your host, Mr. Jeffrey Frazier. Today I'm going to speak from my heart because something happened over the weekend. I've been doing stand-up comedy for about 5 years, and I just started the podcast, and I just want to talk about how I'm disgruntled with the business. The reason why I'm disgruntled because now last week I said that Patrice O'Neal was my favorite comedian, and so here's what happens. One of Patrice O'Neal's boys, Mr. Dante Nero, was actually doing he was performing a show at Broadway Comedy Club, and it was actually the same time as my my friend and comedic buddy Aaron's it was at the same time as Aaron, my friend's show. And our show got bumped, and you know what it is when you're dealing with an established comedian that's already in the business, the show can get bumped. But the thing is, what pisses me off is how the owner of the comedy club did not get in contact with us and let us know that our show was being bumped, and find it to be very unprofessional. And I get, you know, these mainstream comedians get mad at Instagram comics and comedians that have podcasts for getting famous, but you be doing this horse shit to prevent up-and-coming comedians to go do the comedy business the right way, and then when we go by under means, all of y'all have the nerve to get mad. You know, you have these mid-level comedy bookers and these comedy owners that be preventing, you know, up-and-coming comics to really perform in their craft, and it really disgruntles individuals to get out of the business. Yeah, my boy Aaron just came in, and he's here, so we're basically gonna take a quick break, and he's gonna tell you more of the story. Welcome back. This is Jeffrey Frazier for Black Wall Street Chronicles. We back at it again. I have a special guest host, a friend that we've been friends for 15 years, back in Horror High School, aka Dr. Martin Luther King. Yeah, so
Word.
you got this Mario ringtones and shit.
Everybody want to text me. I told them I was going something. It's all good.
Yeah, everybody want to text you when you're doing something. I hate that shit. Hey, that's a bitch.
That's my girlfriend, so she gets a pass.
Yeah, all right. So I hope they're watching this pod. Since everybody want to text you,
we're on Facebook Live.
Yes.
Yeah,
so we back at it again. I was just talking about how last week I was talking about how Patrice O'Neal's my favorite comedian, and then all of a sudden, over the weekend, we run into Dante Nero. That's the good news. But the bad news, he's performing at a show that we are supposed to be on. So they bumped us, and the club owner did not tell us. And I was the angriest out of everybody. Everybody saw my facial reactions. I was like, fuck this shit.
Pretty much.
I was like, fuck this shit. Aaron, I'm considering see if I can open my own comedy bar or own a bar.
Nice.
We're gonna have to do something like that because it's ridiculous. I have the connection. When I used to work with the New York State Department of Civil Service, the person who's been appointed as they have the administrators of New York State Department of Civil Service. They have 4 of them. There's one of them. She's actually in the office on my way out. Before I got laid off. Like, I spoke to her for about 6 months. She was in the office. They said an office in Harlem. And she's in Harlem. She's actually one of Governor Patterson's people.
Nice.
No, you know how,
I see Governor Patterson all the time in Harlem.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, yeah.
He's a regular nigga.
Yeah, him and his son shoots dice.
Yeah.
In the hood. Like, his son shoots dice in the hood.
Yeah, not surprising.
Yeah,
I don't think his father would be doing that, That's gonna be really close,
Yeah, but yeah, his son shoot dice. You a funny ass nigga.
What? He's blind. Legally blind.
He's legally blind. You're right.
I'm out like two minutes away from that shit, but whatever.
Yeah, no shit. You see me? I got these glasses. I'm becoming an old man. My vision's going away. 20/20 now is lopsided on like my dead eyes. So
you need some 420 for that.
Shit. Weed. So anyway. Yeah, so she actually was the administrator of the liquor license. She was part of, so I'm thinking about calling on her up and talking to her about getting a liquor license and figuring out a way to own some hole in the wall where we can just sell nutcrackers and
sound like a plan to me.
Just sell like nutcrackers and just do jokes and just get random comedians from the hood and just run our own mic.
Some gotta give. Ridiculous. Like, I'm gonna say a little bit on it, I'm gonna put it to bed. I mean, I've been doing this for a little over a year off and on at Broadway Comedy Club, and I appreciate everything that the opportunity they've given me, but it's just time to move on and with the better adventures and stuff like that. There's no ill will, there's no gripes or anything like that, because at the end of the day, like, it ain't gonna get me anywhere, and we already know how these people are. And they're not going to change. So, like, why the fuck should I bother? I used to, like, you've seen it. You've been on my show. Like, we could go on and rant about people and, it's funny, it's entertaining, but at the end of the day, it's a waste of energy and a waste of time. So, quite honestly, like, I'm just, like, so over it, because I don't need that extra bullshit in my life. I don't need that stress in my life, but I have not. I love comedy. I love entertaining, to be on stage and to and have people enjoy and get away for a while, for an hour or two from their life, and just have a good time and laugh and shit. But the business part of it, quite honestly, is graying me before I need to. And quite honestly, it's not worth it.
Yeah, I feel for the up and coming comedians. It's like it's a real tough business. Like you gotta really have heart. And there's a lot of funny people that just get disgruntled and said, "Fuck this shit, I ain't doing it."
You know, you lose like the fun when you do it, and you just started producing shows because doing that is tough shit anyway. You know, especially if you're not a known name, and you know you're just trying to put your foot in the door and do what you have to do to get up in the ranks, but you have to deal with, club owners who have their own agenda, and that's perfectly fine. But my thing is, like I said, I'm not a kid. If you have something to say to me, then say it. Be professional, be considerate. If you're just basically telling me, in a nice way, I really don't give a shit. It is what it is, and fuck it. I am so over it. Everybody was like, "Oh, you're right. You're upset. You're mad." I was like, "Look," I said, at the end of the day, like I said, what's done is done. And, it's just I can go, like I said, I can go off the rails, but for what? What's it going to get out of it? What am I going to get out of it? What I'm going to do for it?
Yeah.
What's the point?
Yeah, well, what I'm going to do is...
He can still kiss my ass, though.
Yeah.
You know who he is.
Yeah. Hey, my thing is like this. I'm going to focus on the podcast. I'm going to focus on YouTube. And I'm just going to go on venues where I can perform for free. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like I said, the Funny Underground Comedy Crew was a great experiment. It gave me a chance to meet such a lot of great comics and, grow like certain relationships and meet new friends throughout the business and stuff. And that was cool as fuck. But quite honestly, I'm going to put it on for hiatus for now. Like, if anybody invites me to a show, I'll do it. You want me to write for you, I'll do it. But that producing shit, not, like I said, until I find a concrete deal where there's no bullshit and we can do business and we can do have to go now, then fine. But other than that, no. Because I don't want to go and do like some Latrell Sprewell shit, remember back in the day when he choked PJ Carlissimo in practice and shit, like, what was that, 20 years ago or something like that?
That was 20 years ago, and here's the thing. Yeah, the NBA ain't going to allow that shit anymore after what happened with Ron Artest wilding the hell out on Pacers.
Greatest basketball fight ever.
Ever, dog. Awesome.
Sure, he from Queens, man. Them niggas don't fucking play out there. He's from the street, and he had that mentality. He a little off, but, that fan had no right to throw stuff at him, and he got what his ass whipped. He got what he deserved, quite honestly.
The great Meta World Peace, man. God bless him.
He's Chris, like you. Chris back in the house on Facebook Live, Ron Barber.
Hey, what's up?
What's good, guys?
What's up?
And my girlfriend, hey, hun. But so whatever, man. Like, I'm getting older now. I'm getting to the point where it's a lot of things where I just don't give a shit about. You don't like me, that's fine. You don't want to work with me, that's fine too. I'm gonna be 36 in August. I don't give a fuck. If you're not, it's the 3 F's. You know what the 3 F's are. If you're not feeding me, fucking me, or financing me, I don't have nothing to do with you.
Correct.
As far as I'm concerned. And it sucks that it has to be that way. Because if I was somebody else, like a white female, perhaps, it'd be politically correct to say that. Or if I was, the token comedian, or somebody that, like I said, you guys have to have these roles, and people like to have you be these type of people.
Yeah.
And it's just not for me. Like I said, I'm not with it.
Yeah, token comedian, you go to Met Gala with fried chicken in your purse.
Oh, that is.
Yeah, that's silly ass. The fuck are you
Hey,
doing?
she getting paid though. I ain't mad at her,
Yeah, well. Oh, well, let's hope she has an exit strategy. A lot of these people that start cooning don't have a cooning exit strategy.
Maybe I don't know. She got a nice body, so maybe that'll be it.
Yeah, I'll screw the hell out of Tiffany Haddish.
Who hasn't? fuck? Who was she gonna watch this video?
Yeah, she ain't gonna care.
She really not. If she did, she wouldn't.
Yeah. Anyway, so we're gonna come.
A little bit of Aaron Smith can't lose on the Blackstreet Wall Chronicles, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. So. Yeah, we're going to take a quick break and we're going to come back and we're going to riff on how this business sucks and how being your own entrepreneur and building your own business would be the best way to go. Yeah, this is Jeffrey Frazier. Excuse me. This is Jeffrey Frazier back at it again. Not only I'm chewing on the mic, I'm burping on the mic. This is a nasty day for me. Yeah, so
it's nasty outside. Right.
Yeah, it is. I was just riffing about how I spent $350 in like in 2 goddamn days, man, and I'm tight. I ain't gonna have no money till Friday, but it's good. It is what it is. So back at we're gonna talk about the business of stand-up comedy and owning your own comedy club and owning your own business. It might be an option. So even if we don't, necessarily get famous, we can still make a lot of money just on the comedy club bit. Because a lot of these people that own comedy clubs, they're just like regular people. They just put random comedians in the game. It's like it's some sort of mafia going on or something. It's like like you have to know the right person to get on.
Or fuck them.
We're going to talk about that.
Oops.
Yeah.
Say that?
Yeah. Who is that white woman that I need to fuck on that comedy club? The fat, ugly white woman I need to fuck to get on.
I wouldn't do it.
Shit.
Some things are, above my
I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it, but it still would be funny. Bust my fucking load all over the face to get on. It still would be funny.
What's the old line Rodney Dangerfield said? He's like a doorknob, everybody gets a turn.
Oh yes, that's the great Rodney Dangerfield. His documentary is amazing. It's on YouTube. Everybody should see it. So, since we're talking about the business and we're talking about we got men and we got women that is having sex in these comedy clubs to get on. I was at this comedy club and there was like this transgender, and I see heterosexual men kissing the transgender on the lips and on the cheek.
That's their business.
I'm not doing that. I'm not kissing. No disrespect to the transgender community, but I'm not kissing y'all on the mouth or the cheek just to get in shoe-ins into some comedy clubs. We're not doing that.
And that's your, I'm not doing that. That's your personal, opinion. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Some people just do whatever it is to get over, and that's fine too. But personally, that's not for me. I mean, like, I rather, bust my ass and work hard and, go up the ranks, the right way. But apparently that's not the way to go. And it's fine. I mean, like I said earlier, I'm pretty much over a lot of shit when it goes into the business and whatnot. And, I don't want to become one of those old, like, comedians, those angry, those bitter motherfuckers that I've, encountered. And, they basically, their time has passed and they're not going anywhere. They'll always be nothing but a mid-level, comic. And, then they go ahead and they make these shows and they shit on other comics, up and coming, and, because they, are stuck, and for whatever reason they're still where they at, and that's on them. But they take it out on the wrong people.
Yeah, you take out on the innocent people. The thing is that the comedy club, the person that was running the show, that took over our show, the show we were supposed to have, they was actually very nice about it. He apologized, which...
Oh, yeah, I know him through another comic, and, he was cool. His partner really wasn't. How these young cats are, they get a little fame here and there, and tossing up little 17-year-old white bitches, and they think they're the man, and whatnot.
17-18-year-old white bitches, that's
and
funny.
I'm just fucking around,
barely legal teenagers.
I'm actually very proud of myself for basically not cursing them out or basically telling them to go fuck a duck or whatever.
Go fuck a duck.
But like, I've been that age before, and I don't think I was that stupid, but you get a lot of that, because like these young guys, they experiment with a whole bunch of, like, kind of crazy drugs and shit and, whatnot. And so who knows what the fuck is going on in their brain.
Yeah.
I personally don't care.
So what is your next move you're going to do, Aaron?
Like I said, I'm going to basically, I can always get on somebody's show. I made enough cool people, friends, they run shows and shit. If it's like a, open mic or, a bar or whatnot and shit, I'll do that. I'm not really feeling like producing right now because, it's a stress and a strain that I just don't want to deal with anymore. And, I'll come back to it. I'll put it on the back burner. But, fuck it. Like, unless somebody called me out for a show or they say, hey, I got a spot for you, cool. You want me to write for you, cool. But, the Funny Underground Comedy Crew for now is on hold.
That's good. Well, my plans is I'm going to work on this comedy. I'm going to work on this podcast until I get followers. I have to figure out to put this podcast on the internet, and I'm gonna have to do it myself. That's a long story. I'm gonna have to figure out a way to put the podcast on the internet, and I'm gonna have to figure out a way to promote it. And what I'm going to do is once I start getting I want to promote small businesses within the African American community. They sponsor. If they sponsor a show with a couple of dollars, I'll promote their product and I'll promote their product, and they'll give me money, and I'll just use that to fund my career and fund the show.
I mean, yeah, it takes money to make money, and that's for any business, especially this one. Like, I'm not even gonna put the dollar amount of spending all these produced shows, but I've always made sure my comics were paid. Even when I couldn't pay them that day, I would pay them. It's a lot of people that don't do that at all. I believe in, you brought people, you get paid for that, and, it's a time of, like, it really comes to like this. Like I said, I don't want to come off, mad or angry or bitter, because that's not the case. It's just that I'm just tired of the bullshit. And before I get to that point where I'm basically going to tell somebody off about it, I'd rather just step away for right now.
Yes, I understand.
So, I thank, Broadway and the owners and all the people there for giving me the spot and the opportunity. I appreciate it. But, after, the last one, on the weekend, it's just like the point was like, what, fuck that. All right, you got that. You can have that. And, I'm just gonna move on, that's still, I'm not saying that it's fucked up and it's wrong, but the hell am I gonna do about it? I'm not gonna cry over spilled milk anymore. I'm just not gonna do it.
Yeah. And after I see what you were going through with producing your shows, I'm thinking, like, I don't know if I wanna,
it can be done. But like I said, you have to have a concrete spot. And the issue is that a lot of these club owners, and I understand, you need money. You got to take money. Perfectly fine. You go with what sells better. That's perfectly fine. My issue with it is, like I said, be more professional about it. Be more upfront. Like, hey, you know what? Shit happened. My bad. I'll put you in another slot. It's a simple email or a phone call. The miscommunication between people, that's the issue I have, like I said. But if you're not out to do that, then it pretty much says to me that you don't give a shit. So why should I? Why should I fuck with you? Even though it's like, I'm the only one that would fuck with me, because I went to other clubs and asked to promote shows and stuff like that. And you have these egos, and you have these people who try to hold on to their little spots and whatever, not where the clubs and all like that, and that's fine too. But like I said, it kind of reminds me to like, all of these people that I've dealt with are, didn't get ass in school, didn't get pussy, guys didn't get no pussy back in the day, girls didn't get laid back in the day, and they're making up for it. There's a lot of them here and they're doing that. And I think that's wrong. Like I said, business and personal should be separate. And you want to have your little attitude, you want to tweak, you're mad because maybe I said something that you took it the wrong way. We're all supposed to be comedians.
Yeah.
So you should take nothing seriously, honestly.
Yeah, and here's the thing, speaking on that note of these guys not getting pussy, this is why they're getting in trouble in Hollywood, because you have a whole bunch of corny dudes who didn't get no vagina, and now they want to, try to get back or catch the wave that they didn't get in high school, and now they're getting in trouble just pulling out their things in front of women and shit.
My thing is this. God gave you 2 hands, all right? Use them motherfuckers. It will save you a lot of trouble. No bail money. You will be good. You just, wash your hands after. You want to, whatever routine you do. I know everybody's different. Some people might use a sock. Some people might use a condom. I don't know. Tissue, whatever the fuck, I've just, read these things online. But, I think that's a lot easier than, being accused of something that you didn't do, or being accused of something that you did do. So
yeah,
jerk off, guys. Come on.
Yeah, people don't know how to control themselves.
Save lives and prevent them.
Yeah, and then we have the woman too. We already have that chick who's a mid-level. You told me about her. I don't want to.
Yeah. She's not getting play on your time. I don't put anybody over that doesn't put me. Like I said, I got a lot of people, and I have respect for a lot of ladies and gentlemen in the business. But there's a vast majority of these motherfuckers that can go play in traffic, for all I'm concerned. And I will politely say that to them to their face, and I will say that to their face. But honestly, it's I won't have the opportunity to do so because most of them tuck their dick in between their legs, or cross their pussy head lips and walk away. But it's fine. It's perfectly fine. Like I said, I rather vent and, play some games or whatever, not, whatever do it to focus that frustration over something else than to sit to get pissed off for no reason. Like, fuck it.
Yeah.
I'd rather do something else.
Yeah, so, my thing is that, just in general, it seems like that, when you're in the entertainment industry, you have to deal with many different personalities. And it seems that there's a lot of people that have a lot of insecurities and they have a lot of personal issues. And what they do is they internalize these personal issues and they take it out on other people. And they're bullies. They think that they can be in the position of power and just treat others like shit. But
that's not right. Like,
And here's the thing.
At all.
The same people you meet coming up is the same people you're gonna meet coming down.
Exactly. Like, you gotta be humble. Like, I didn't give a shit about, fame and all that other stuff. I mean, of course, everybody wants to be, we have money and, have a good income and be comfortable and all that shit. That's perfectly fine. And if you become rich and famous, cool. But, a lot of us are not gonna do that. A lot of people are gonna make that. But, there's a lot of, like you said, a lot of egos. And, like I said, that needs to be taken out of the business. Like, I said, if I don't fucking like you, I said this to a friend of mine, a comic friend of mine. I said, if I don't like you, but you're funny and you make money and you draw and you get over, I'll book you. I don't give a shit about personal and all that other stuff. Because at the end of the day, it's about making money. It's about entertaining. It's about, making people laugh and having a good time. That's the problem right there.
And that point that you just made about not liking people, the problem is that I feel like this: if you can't do business with a person that you don't like, then you don't have the maturity to be in a position of power.
Exactly. But the problem is that you have a lot of these like grown children, that's what I call them, these freaking 30, 40 something people that, I guess, had a bad childhood or something and they want to take it out on motherfuckers. And that's not right, and my thing is, like I said, there's this little thing called therapy, and psychotropics. Maybe that's the way you can go, or maybe like I said, back to the 2-hand thing, jerk off, release stress. For the ladies, the fingers, but do something. Like you said, there's too much shit going on that don't need to be going on.
Yeah, I understand. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to close off the show with our final thoughts. And I'm going to tell you what's going to be agenda for next week and about people wanting to sponsor the show. So thank you. Take care. We'll be back. Yeah, welcome back to Black Wall Street Chronicles. We back at it again. We're going to close off the show with our final thoughts. I'm going to tell you what's going to be what I'm going to talk about next week, and the agenda on helping sponsors, because being that this is Black Wall Street Chronicles, I want to help black people with their small businesses. So we're going to start handing out that information. All right, use the information I learned while working for the New York State Department of Civil Service for four and a half years and got laid off. That's another story. Yeah, I think I'm going to talk about that in a couple of weeks. So what's your final thoughts on comedy and ownership of your own business, and what you think, Aaron?
Like I said, go for it. If you're really driven and you want to do it, and you have the initiative and whatever you have, but it takes money, and it takes time, and it takes patience. So if you ain't committed and you're going to stick to it, then no. But if you really want it, you'll get it. I love comedy. I love the business. I will always love comedy. I just don't like the business side of comedy. Because, like I said, it comes to the point where I'm like, I just five across the eye, so I'm not gonna do that. Yeah. And like I said to all the upcoming people, like I said, continue to grind, continue to do what you do. Shout out to all my my family and my friends that continue to support me. I respect a lot of people in here, but a lot of them, like I said early in the show, you can I wouldn't give you a squirt of piss if you were dying of thirst.
Wouldn't give you a squirt, yeah. And that does it for Aaron's opinion. I'm like this. I'm gonna keep grinding. I'm gonna keep doing my thing, and who knows? Maybe stand-up comedy isn't for me, and maybe the podcast thing is for me, handing out information.
I mean, yeah, I think it's always an outlet to something else. And like I said, I'm not coming on as angry or bitter or stuff like that, because I it's not worth it. And quite honestly, I'm not. I mean, all the people that know me and have been around me, they know how I am. This is how I will always be. It is how I continue to be. And for you, Jim Jones, Kool-Aid drinking motherfuckers, y'all continue to do what y'all do.
Yeah. So
wearing the MAGA hats and shit.
All right, so we're about to close off. The last thing I would like to say is next week, we're going to be talking about people on the internet saying the most horrible things to black women. There's a word that we're going to talk about, and I'm going to send you the information, because there's going to be a real good episodes, okay?
All right.
And we're going to talk about sponsors, about individuals that want to sponsor the show. I'm going to get my prices next week on what we're going to do, and I'm going to start handing out information on how, people can build their own business. Doesn't matter if you're black, white, Hispanic, and you need this information, I have all this information for you guys, all right? So you take care. See you guys next week.
Thanks for having me, bro.
No problem.
All right, best of luck.
Peace.